Alright, so there has been a lawsuit that has been announced. I feel like we've been getting a lot of lawsuits recently when it comes to video game companies. Is that just me? I don't know. Now, this is a lawsuit against a company called Skybound Games. Now, if you had not heard of them until today, don't worry, you're in the same boat as me. It looks like they're known for a lot of different things. They actually do a lot of like TV and movie type stuff, but they do dabble in video games. They actually did a lot of the Walking Dead comics, the original comics, and the Walking Dead video game franchise is actually now owned by them. Yeah, I know what you're probably thinking, that's Telltale Games, but apparently Telltale Games was actually shut down in 2018, and pretty much right after that, Skybound Entertainment or Skybound Games, they bought the rights to the Walking Dead games. They also pumped out this definitive edition of The Walking Dead like 5 years ago. You can see at the bottom there that, yeah, it is developed and published technically by Skybound Games, even though obviously a ton of the credit obviously goes to Telltale. But yeah, despite the fact that they do a lot, that's probably what they are most known for. Now, the company suing them, this is a company called I Am 8-Bit. Now, I had really never heard of them until today. They do a lot of stuff with merchandise, it looks like, so I don't think they really like directly develop or publish games, but they do stuff with games that are like new, that are coming out. So like, for example, this is something that you can get on their website, and I'm not advertising this or anything, I'm just kind of giving you an example. Blueprints, obviously this is a new game. Well, this is like the I Am 8-Bit edition, and it comes, as you can see, with like extra merch, like different like posters and stuff like that. To my knowledge, that's kind of what I Am 8-Bit does. They do this for a lot of different games, stuff like that. So again, to put it in perspective, I Am 8-Bit, the merch company, they are suing Skybound Games, and that is the, well, I guess I can call them the Walking Dead company. Now, I could not find the actual court filings, but I got all of this from this article right here from Engadget. I have linked it in the description. It's very well written and it gets right to the point. So it says, I Am 8-Bit is suing Skybound Game Studios, alleging fraud and theft of designs. This was just yesterday that this story broke. So we got a lot of the details right here. It says, I Am 8-Bit is a video game producer as well as a merchandise operation selling vinyl soundtracks and other geek gear. So I Am 8-Bit entered a partnership with Skybound Game Studios in April 2021. Since then, I Am 8-Bit alleges that Skybound conducted a multi-year accounting scheme and failed to provide accurate financial reports for the partnership each month. An apparent direct quote from the Los Angeles Superior Court complaint says Skybound failed to provide the monthly reports as agreed. Another quote says it also padded its expenses with millions of dollars in fake line items. They are alleging that Skybound has yet to explain the line items even to a third-party auditor that it engaged. So I Am 8-Bit is alleging more than $4 million in damages related to the accounting issues. That is a ton of info, and I just want to dive right into the second part here. This is also a lot of info, and this is actually surrounding a little game called Stray. It's actually a huge game. This game blew up when it came out just, well, not too long ago at all. So it says, I Am 8-Bit also accused Skybound of cutting it out of a deal regarding indie video game Stray. So according to the company's counsel, I Am 8-Bit designed and developed promotional materials for the launch of Stray on PlayStation and Xbox consoles. I'm assuming those promotional materials are kind of like what I showed you with Blueprints, like different merch. Now it says the complaint claims that Skybound used trade secrets from I Am 8-Bit to secure its own deal for the Nintendo launch of the game. It alleges Skybound used confidential information about I Am 8-Bit's royalty split with publishing Annapurna Interactive to cut out its business partner while also using, quote, almost exact copies of its creative output for marketing. This is a ton of details, a ton of allegations. The full list, by the way, of allegations that it says the complaint includes is breach of contract, fraud, conversion, unjust enrichment, and misappropriation. So yeah, this is a ton of stuff. Basically, I Am 8-Bit, they're accusing Skybound of a lot of different things, failing to deliver monthly financial reports as agreed under their partnership, allegedly. There's also the padding allegation that they padded their expenses with millions of fake dollars that like wasn't there. As I understand it, that's basically fraud. That's what the allegation is. Skybound also apparently cut I Am 8-Bit out of a deal involving the huge game Stray, and it sounds like this was after the development material was already developed by I Am 8-Bit, and then they used information that they had to basically create create a nearly identical deal with nearly identical copies of I Am 8-Bit's merch that they created for Stray, which basically would have allegedly completely cut out I Am 8-Bit from the role that they were trying to take in their own deal. So I Am 8-Bit, they are asking for $4 million in damages. The lawsuit, I would say, is pretty serious. It's not just alleging one little thing happened at one point. It is alleging a multi-year scheme. So if this actually does end up being proven in court as accurate, this could be very bad for them. But obviously that day will come in court where the judgment will just have to take place. As of right now, these are just allegations. This is just a complaint that has been filed in the Los Angeles Superior Court. And that's where we're at. There's no settlement. There's no nothing right now. So we will wait, I suppose, and see if Skybound Game Studios will end up making some sort of statement or just what will happen.